Hello, welcome back to my channel, Casablanca Cargo. This is Kathy, and I have some unusual, I guess, journals that I have listed in my shop on Etsy, and I would like to show you what I have done. These are composition notebook paper journals, and I'll explain that as I go along. But these are the covers. This one says breathe. There's the back. And this one says make good things happen. And there's the back. And this one is the story goes like this. And they're all collaged on the front. And they all have been sealed with Mod Podge. There's the back of that one. This one is inspire, imagination is more important than knowledge, just because, and then the gecko is saying smile. So let me show, before I put this to the side, I'll show you that they all tie with this t-shirt yarn. And so they're long. I left the strings long so they can be cut if you want them shorter. And this is how the insides are. I didn't think I was going to need this, but anyway, every one has a inside pocket. And this paper, let me lift this up. I'm not sure I got pictures of every inside pocket, so I'll show you that. There's more pictures obviously on Etsy. Here's the back with my maker's mark down here. I really love this paper. It just seemed so appropriate for me to finish these books. Goes really well with the theme. I'll move that one to the side, and this one is the story goes like this, and it's collaged with different images, and then there's tissue paper or napkin or tissue paper on the side that keeps the binding, makes it more secure, I guess, and more durable. That's a good word. Here's the inside of this one. It has skulls and mushrooms and flowers and ravens. And it's an inside pocket. And let's see, this one, inside pocket. I like how these two colors coordinate. This is a napkin. There's the back with a typewriter. You can see the typewriter. Alright. And then this one says make good things happen. And this is also a collage of different images. And the napkin on the spine. And then this paper is butterflies with the pocket. And then this back one. Oh. All right. And so this is the one I'm going to go with. Oh, they're all, they're not all the same. I didn't like, everything's the same, but they are made the same. So I can just show you one here, and if I have time I can maybe show you two, but this one is breathe. and it has an area up here that you can write the date or your name or whatever you choose. And there's the back. And then this one is reinforced with napkin, and then Tim Holtz tissue paper on top of that. Okay, so let's just go through and I'll show you. There's more pictures on the Etsy shop so you can see more inside the other books. So here's the inside pocket. This one has skulls and just all kinds of unusual things. You can see that. And now let me tell you how I did this. I took several composition notebooks and I cut the spine. You know how there's stitching. I cut the stitching, I took the pages out, and it was like it's like acid journaling. I took the pages out and just sort of, you know, threw the vial on the floor, and whatever happened exploded. Whatever happened, you know, that's the way it turned out. And so all these pages are different, from different books. They're all mixed up because what I did was I took the pages out of I think it was either 2 or 3 composition notebooks, and I just started working the pages. It didn't matter what book it came from, or if it was when you take the pages out of a composition notebook, you'll find out that they are all different lengths, so that when it closes, it's that nice smooth line. Well, this is not nice and smooth because these are all mixed together. I just took the pages out, I covered the where the stitching it would be with either a napkin, decoupaged, or the tissue paper. This one is reinforced on this side with the napkin. And then as I was going along, because I used, let's see, well, maybe not a shiny, okay, this one, this shiny stuff here is washi tape, and it's very temperamental. It doesn't like to stick. So this was glued down, and then this is a type of lace that some of this lace was on a roll with sticky back, because apparently I guess you were supposed to just put it in your journal like washi tape, but that doesn't really like to stick either. So everything is like industrial, you know, it is in there. It's not coming out. So as I was going along, I would do a page, I would do the tissue or the napkin, and then I would put the washi border on, and then I would put the lace on that or fabric, and also the underneath. This is the thick scrapbook paper, that's pretty sturdy. And I hung it up on I have a little laundry line in my laundry room, and I would just hang it on the pins as I was going. So it was to the point I didn't know which one went into which book. I was just going for it, you know. And as it would dry, I take those off, and then I put the next ones up. And this is how it went for, I can't remember now how many days it took me. I was sort of in this, I don't know, maybe I was in a zone. I don't know. It just went and went and went. And this is the results. This here is washi tape, and then this is leftover muslin, and I use Mod Podge to get the fabric down. Just went over it with the matte Mod Podge and let it dry. And these pages are, now they're not, I didn't double any of these pages because I was using mostly the scrapbook paper or the napkin or tissue paper. So right here, this one is a single page, and it has napkin here and here to reinforce it, and then the napkin image in the middle. But so far they've held up pretty good. And this one, if it looks like there's nothing, you know, this is like a wimpy piece of paper, it's not, because on the other side there would be napkin or tissue paper. Okay, so let me go through the book, and you know, you can see what's happening here. So we have our pockets. I just put these pockets on this week because I had gotten to the point where I was done with all of these, but they weren't finished. I wanted to do something here because the book itself, I sewed it into the cover. The cover, I probably should start at the beginning. Okay, the cover. This is not the composition notebook cover. This is a file folder that has been collaged with thick scrapbook paper on both sides. And then I did collaging with other elements so that it's no longer a wimpy file folder. It's pretty beefed up now for the cover. And it has on, this is fabric that's been decoupaged with Mod Podge. This is washi tape that's been glued down with Mod Podge. The spine, as I said before, it's napkin Mod Podge onto the file folder, and then over that I used Tim Holtz tissue paper and gave it a nice coating or two of Mod Podge. And then this brown ruffle is glued to the back. So it's a rough edge, but it's glued, so I doubt this will ever fray up here. It may fray, and that's designed that way because it's not hemmed, but it may fray at the bottom with use. Okay, so we have pockets with tags, and I sewed around the pocket, then I glued it into the book. I didn't sew into the book except for the spine that I hand sewed. And here's another tag. Has little glasses on top of books. I don't know, that's a cute stamp. And then this is a piece of napkin here. Here's another tag. This one says create. Let me hold it up a little longer. You can see it. This is a napkin. And I put washi tape on the pages that were not edged with the wraparound washi tape. This is an envelope I made that there's writing paper on the inside, but I didn't seal the envelope because you can write, I don't know if you have ever seen an airmail envelope writing letter. My mom used to write her brother when he was overseas, and this is, you know, back in the day, and she would use these envelopes where you would write on it, and it was open like this, and then you would just close it. You'd seal it, and that way you'd save on postage. So that's a little bit of ancient trivia. I don't know if they still have those. They probably do. And this is the scrapbook paper. We've talked about that. So it's either going to be the sheet of composition notebook paper, and the one in between will be the scrapbook paper with the decorative edge. Okay, come on here. Here's another sewn pocket, and here is the tag. Hold it this way, you can see the little ink and nib. There's that. Tray chic. Okay, this one is a tag. It fits in this tuck. There we go. And then I have an envelope here with a tag. This is a folded in piece of the notebook paper with this is Tim Holtz tissue. This is, I haven't seen it in a while, but I have a couple of boxes. It looks like the kind of box that you would get wax paper in. It came in that kind of a size roll. It was wonderful, and I don't know if he makes it anymore, if they make it, but this is some of that Tim Holtz tissue paper. Now it comes in those little tubes. That's the only ones I can find. Here's a couple of tags. Another one. And they're just pinned in here. Okay, here's another tag. The little teacup. And sewn pocket. I love this paper. The chandelier. Here's a signature. Now this, I'll tell you about this again. What I've done is on some of these, not all of them, but on some of these, you won't see the tie part outside because I tied it to, you can't see it now, but underneath this washi tape is muslin, and I tied the signature, I sewed the signature to the muslin, and then I glued the muslin to the cover so that the stitching is, the knot, I guess, it's underneath here, and that keeps it secure in the book. That's a nice napkin part. This is more of that Tim Holtz tissue paper. Here's another tag. Now this one is an upcycled tag. My husband had to take a test for a job he used to have, and he made flashcards, and I took the flashcards, and instead of throwing them away, I just reused them. And these here is the offcut of when I have a punch that does this border, and you get 5 leaves I think at a time, and so I was just punching around the paper, and I thought, well, that fits just perfectly on this tag, so I made a little journal tag. And here are some more tags in the pocket, and this is some of that paper I've talked about before that has texture. It's almost like half fabric. I don't know. I wish I knew what line it was. I tore that pad apart a long time ago. But anyway, it's pretty cool. And then this is some fabric ribbon. Well, that doesn't make sense. A fabric washi tape that I've glued around. And then there's more washi tape around the edge. Here's a pocket. Here's your tag. This one says just a little note. And there's the back. It says remember this. And it fits in here. You stay in there now. Okay. Here's a little paper clip with a little charm on the edge. Let's see if I can get, well, I want to get the card out. There we go. And it just fits right there. And here's a journal card. Okay, here's another journal card. That one's pretty, isn't it? I love that edge. Goes in there. Here's another journal card. This one says write your story. And a pocket. This was made from packaging. That's why it's a little thicker. Here's this pen has a bead, shiny bead on it, and then a journal. It holds a journal card, and that's a piece of the notebook paper. So when I was putting these books back together or dividing everything up, I would, you know, be like, okay, composition notebook with the napkin, scrapbook paper, composition notebook, scrapbook paper, and I'm just, as I'm going along, I'm trying to make sure that I've got a fairly equal amount of everything to go into the 4 books. And this Harlequin, that's so pretty. So it was a intense project, I can tell you that. And more of the thick scrapbook paper. I love this. This I didn't have but just a little bit of this. I don't think I have any more of this, but this sort of measuring tape. I have some, it's just, it looks a little bit different. And here's the back pocket I showed you before. It goes in there. You can tuck some things in there. And this one has, some of them have the ruffle all the way around. A couple of them, I think they only have it on the top and the bottom, just to, you know, vary it, make them different. And there's the back. So, like I said, these strings are pretty long. Now, when you fill up the book as you go, you probably don't need this much. You know, you'll probably want it, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to decide how short or how long you wanted your closures. And right now, I'm just going to close it like this. So these books are in my Etsy shop, and if you want to, take a look. But thank you for watching. See you soon.